The way you conduct yourself in the first 7 seconds of any encounter determines how others perceive your social standing for the remainder of your relationship. Research from leading behavioral psychology institutes reveals that wealth, professional achievements, and educational credentials pale in comparison to the subtle art of refined conduct. Throughout this exploration of aristocratic behavior patterns, you will discover 11 sophisticated protocols that distinguish members of high society from the ordinary masses. Each technique we examine has been carefully observed within exclusive circles, where true influence is cultivated through discretion rather than display. The final revelation contains an almost unknown practice that transforms how others respond to your presence in any social setting. First, we examine the critical importance of maintaining undivided attention during conversations. The moment you reach for your mobile device while someone speaks, you communicate a message that transcends mere rudeness. You signal that whatever notification might appear holds greater value than the human being standing before you. This behavior immediately categorizes you as someone who lacks the fundamental discipline required for meaningful social engagement. Those who move within elite circles understand that attention represents the most precious currency in our distracted era. When you grant someone your complete focus, you demonstrate a level of respect that has become extraordinarily rare. Consider this scenario. Imagine finding yourself in conversation with a prominent business leader whose decisions affect thousands of lives. Would you even contemplate checking social media updates or responding to text messages during such an exchange? Naturally, you would never consider such disrespectful behavior. This same standard of reverence should extend to every individual you encounter, regardless of their apparent social position. Your waiter, your colleague, your romantic interest, each deserves the same quality of attention you would offer to the most influential person in your field. This practice of presence creates a magnetic effect that draws people toward you. They recognize, often subconsciously, that you possess the rare ability to make others feel genuinely valued and understood. The second principle involves the physical act of rising when introductions take place. Standing to greet someone might appear insignificant to casual observers, but within sophisticated social environments, this gesture carries profound meaning. It communicates immediate recognition of another person's worth and dignity. Members of high society literally elevate themselves to meet new connections, demonstrating that every encounter deserves their full engagement. This practice transcends simple politeness and enters the realm of energetic exchange. Remaining seated positions you as passive and disengaged, while standing transforms you into an active, alert participant. Your posture instantly conveys confidence, respect, and readiness for meaningful interaction. Picture this moment. Someone enters a room specifically to meet you for the first time. Instead of offering an awkward wave from your chair, you rise deliberately, establish eye contact, present a genuine smile, and extend a firm handshake that demonstrates strength without aggression. This single moment often determines the entire trajectory of your relationship with that individual. The practice proves especially powerful in professional environments where initial impressions frequently become permanent judgments. However, its effectiveness extends far beyond business settings, enhancing your presence at social gatherings, networking events, and intimate dinner parties. Sophisticated individuals recognize that how you appear in seemingly minor moments reveals everything about your personal standards and social awareness. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell to ensure you never miss insights that could elevate your social influence and personal magnetism. Next, we address the common mistake of immediately inquiring about someone's professional occupation. Asking what someone does for work within the first few minutes of meeting represents one of the quickest methods to reduce a complex human being to a simple job description. Those who understand social refinement recognize that a person's identity encompasses far more than their means of earning income. Personal interests, life experiences, and individual perspectives provide much richer material for meaningful conversation. Genuine curiosity creates attraction, while interrogation creates distance. Rather than defaulting to career-focused questions, try approaches that reveal personality and passion. Ask about books they have recently discovered, places they dream of visiting, or activities that bring them genuine joy during leisure time. These inquiries create space for authentic self-expression rather than professional positioning. The sophisticated approach yields an interesting result. When you demonstrate sincere interest in someone as a complete individual, their social status and professional achievements often emerge naturally within the conversation. This organic revelation occurs without forcing or manipulation, immediately distinguishing you from countless others who approach new acquaintances as networking opportunities rather than potential friends. Remember this fundamental truth: people rarely remember your conversation skills, but they always remember how you made them feel during your interaction. Our fourth consideration involves dining protocol at formal meals. Matching the number of courses your host selects represents a masterclass in social intelligence and situational awareness. This subtle practice demonstrates respect for the meal's rhythm and your host's preferences without requiring any verbal acknowledgement. Sophisticated dining extends far beyond food consumption. It encompasses the art of creating harmonious shared experiences. Those who move within exclusive circles do not simply eat, they read social cues and adapt their behavior to enhance group comfort. They understand that formal meals serve as opportunities for connection rather than personal indulgence. When your host orders an appetizer and main course, avoid being the only guest requesting dessert. Similarly, if they bypass the first course, perhaps save your culinary exploration for another occasion. This small adjustment communicates powerful messages about your awareness, presence, and consideration for others. Within elite social circles, the individuals who receive repeated invitations are rarely the loudest or most entertaining guests. Instead, they are the people who make others feel comfortable and understood through their thoughtful attention to social dynamics. The fifth principle concerns graceful departures for personal needs. Rather than announcing your destination when nature calls, simply excuse yourself with elegant discretion. Broadcasting your biological requirements serves no useful purpose and often creates unnecessary awkwardness for everyone present. Sophisticated individuals understand that certain information need not be shared publicly, especially when the destination involves bathroom facilities. A simple statement such as "excuse me for a moment" maintains conversational flow while preserving dignity for all participants. Detailed explanations about bodily functions might seem harmless, but they redirect conversational energy toward uncomfortable territory. This practice reflects a broader principle of social polish, choosing grace over unnecessary detail in all communications. Think of this approach as closing a door gently rather than allowing it to slam shut. Both actions accomplish the same goal, but one leaves a significantly better impression on those who witness it. Members of high society recognize that departure etiquette matters just as much as arrival protocols. When you move with quiet confidence and discretion, others notice your sophistication even during brief absences. Our sixth technique involves the lost art of timely gratitude expression. Sending appreciation messages within 24 hours of receiving assistance or favors distinguishes you from the majority who accept help and move forward without acknowledgement. Sophisticated individuals understand that circling back with gratitude creates lasting positive impressions and strengthens social bonds. Expressing thanks functions as a powerful social tool that often goes unrecognized. Whether delivered through a brief text message, thoughtful phone call, or handwritten note, gratitude immediately elevates how others perceive your character. It demonstrates that you do not take assistance for granted and that you possess the awareness to recognize kindness when it occurs. Scientific research from prestigious institutions confirms that individuals who express gratitude are perceived as more competent, warmer, and more trustworthy by their peers. Remarkably, people judge you as more capable simply because you took time to say thank you. To maximize impact, make your appreciation specific rather than generic. Instead of sending a basic thanks message, try something like "Thank you for introducing me to Sarah. Our conversation opened entirely new possibilities for my project." This level of detail makes your gratitude feel authentic and memorable rather than obligatory. Sophisticated individuals recognize that while most people focus energy on making requests, genuine respect develops through thoughtful follow-up communications. The seventh consideration addresses discussions of wealth and material possessions in group settings. Mentioning your income, expensive purchases, or the cost of various items might seem casual or honest, but within refined social circles, such topics rarely enhance your reputation. True status expresses itself through subtle signals rather than explicit declarations. Members of high society understand that authentic confidence requires no price tags attached to conversation topics. Financial discussions in social environments often sound like boasting or desperate attempts to prove your worth to others. This behavior represents performance rather than genuine presence and sophistication. When others raise monetary topics, avoid awkwardness by redirecting conversations toward more substantial themes. You might say something like, "The craftsmanship really impressed me," or "The history behind it captured my attention." This type of response shifts focus from cost to value, from surface observations to deeper appreciation. The fundamental truth remains that people are far more attracted to what you notice and appreciate than what you own or can afford. Sophisticated individuals allow their taste, insight, and calm self-assurance to communicate their status rather than relying on financial displays. Let us now explore the importance of maintaining composed facial expressions during conversations, particularly when you disagree with what you hear. Your facial expressions communicate messages before you speak a single word. A raised eyebrow, subtle smirk, or eye roll can reveal more about your thoughts than an entire speech. This is why members of high society train themselves to listen with calm, collected expressions, regardless of their internal reactions. Emotional composure represents a form of personal magnetism that draws others toward you. Maintaining control over your expressions does not mean suppressing your thoughts. It means choosing when and how to express your perspectives. You decide the timing and method of your responses, rather than allowing emotions to hijack your presence and social effectiveness. Consider this scenario. Someone makes a controversial or provocative statement during a group discussion. Most people immediately interrupt, react visibly, or allow their facial expressions to broadcast their disagreement before they respond verbally. However, sophisticated individuals take a different approach. They allow the speaker to finish completely, maintain their composed posture, and then respond thoughtfully when the moment feels appropriate. Their goal is not to win arguments, but to clarify misunderstandings, create connections, or offer corrections with deliberate intention. This emotional restraint does not make you appear cold or disconnected. It makes you appear unshakable and in control. It signals to everyone present that you cannot be easily provoked or manipulated, which represents a rare form of social power. The individual who maintains composure under pressure consistently maintains their influence and respect. Our ninth principle involves the practice of holding doors open for others, especially elderly individuals, even when you feel pressed for time. This seemingly small gesture might appear outdated to some, but within sophisticated social circles, it serves as a silent indicator of personal character. Door holding is not about displaying superiority, it is about demonstrating consideration for fellow human beings. True class expresses itself through generous actions rather than loud declarations. When you hold a door, particularly for elderly people or those carrying items, you communicate that you see them as valuable individuals deserving of respect. Here is the often overlooked truth. Other people observe these moments even when they pretend not to notice. The woman walking behind you, the colleague across the lobby, the stranger watching from a distance, all of these individuals process your behavior and form judgments about your character. These small actions accumulate over time to create your reputation within any community. Sophisticated individuals treat kindness as a consistent habit rather than an occasional event. They understand that modest acts of grace often speak more loudly than grand gestures or expensive displays. When you make consideration your standard operating procedure, regardless of your schedule or stress level, You send a clear message that your personal values never bend under pressure. This is not simply about opening doors. It is about reflecting your character through everyday actions. The 10th technique involves managing your reactions when plans change unexpectedly. Life frequently shifts without warning through cancelled meetings, rescheduled appointments, and altered arrangements. But your emotional response to these changes remains entirely within your control. Flexibility represents the highest form of personal confidence and social sophistication. Members of high society do not react with frustration when circumstances shift beyond their control. They do not take changes personally, and they certainly do not complain publicly about inconveniences. Instead, they adapt gracefully and maintain their composure regardless of external circumstances. Rather than responding with expressions of annoyance or frustration, they might say something like, "No problem at all. Please let me know what timing works better for you." This type of response immediately signals maturity, emotional control, and social awareness. Anyone can maintain calm demeanor when events proceed according to plan, but the individual who remains composed during unexpected changes demonstrates the kind of character that others trust and respect. In high-pressure environments, whether professional or personal, people gravitate toward those who provide steady, reliable energy. They seek individuals who reduce chaos rather than contributing to it through emotional reactions. When you demonstrate that unexpected changes do not disturb your equilibrium, you do not simply appear confident, you actually become more confident. In a world filled with reactive temperaments and frayed nerves, this quality makes you someone others depend on for stability and leadership. Our 11th and final principle involves the traditional practice of walking on the street side when accompanying a woman. This custom may have originated during the era of horse-drawn carriages and muddy roads, but its underlying meaning has never become obsolete. Today, this practice is not about avoiding splashes or debris. It is about signaling protective awareness and consideration. Sophisticated men provide protection without making their actions feel performative or obvious. You practice this behavior not to receive recognition, but because thoughtful consideration has become instinctive. It communicates that you remain aware of your surroundings, present in the moment, and naturally inclined to look out for others. This type of attentiveness does not require explanation or acknowledgement. It is simply felt and appreciated. Avoid making grand gestures or drawing attention to position changes. If you find yourself walking on the incorrect side, simply switch at the next natural pause without making announcements. Though this action might seem minor, it reveals significant information about your mindset and character. It demonstrates not only your manners, but also your reflexive inclination to care for others, consider their well-being, and lead quietly through example. In a world that often overlooks these refined details, you will be remembered for consistently maintaining such thoughtful standards. Before we conclude, there is one additional technique that separates truly sophisticated individuals from those who merely appear confident. Always pause for 1 full second before speaking in group conversations. Most people rush to fill silence, speaking quickly to prove their relevance or intelligence, but members of high society employ the opposite strategy. They pause deliberately, then speak with intention and clarity. A well-timed moment of silence makes your eventual words feel more significant and worthy of attention. That single second creates space in the conversation and demonstrates that you are not scrambling for attention, but rather controlling it through confident patience. Research from leading universities confirms that individuals who speak with calm, measured pacing are perceived as more confident and persuasive than those who rush their words. Strategic pauses create a powerful effect. They make people lean forward with anticipation. Whether you are in a business meeting, on a romantic date, or participating in a group debate, your silence speaks before your words and establishes the tone for what follows. Sophisticated individuals understand this principle completely. The speed of your speech matters far less than the intentionality behind your words. 1 thoughtful second can transform the entire dynamic of any conversation, Click subscribe right now and activate notifications to join a community that understands the power of refined behavior and sophisticated presence. Keep your phone away during conversations, express gratitude with genuine style, avoid announcing personal necessities, and above all, move through life with quiet elegance and confident discretion. If this exploration of high society protocols provided valuable insights, support this content by engaging with it and sharing it with someone who would benefit from understanding these refined social dynamics. Thank you for investing your time in developing these sophisticated skills that will serve you throughout your personal and professional relationships.